What's up, everybody? Cole from Geek Life Gaming here, and I'm here with my buddy Gabe today. Gabe, where were you this past weekend?
So this past weekend, I went to the 200th. I went to
you were at the 200th, but that was not this past weekend.
That was like a month ago. But I went to a regional in Columbus this weekend.
How'd you do?
I got 25th place, and I got my invite.
What'd you play?
I played Mekk-Knight Invoked. I was actually the only Mekk-Knight Invoked that topped.
The only?
Yep.
Top out of the top 32?
No, I was the only one that topped. Like, I have top 48.
Oh, out of top 48, okay.
Yeah. I just top 32 got...
Top 32 got invites, correct?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
No, top 48 got invites. Just, I was in top 32.
Oh, fair.
Quality meme.
Quality meme. Okay. Let's get into this deck profile. Okay, Gabe, let's get into this deck profile.
Alright. So, for the first off, my first three of is Alistair. So, in your summon him, searches Invocation, which is like the heart and soul of the way this engine works. You need him. I played three of them just because I want to max out on him, because I want to see him. And then I play the Mekk-Knight engine in the deck. So, 3 purple Nightfall. So basically, when he's summoned, you get to target himself or another Mekk-Knight, banish it, and then you can search any Mekk-Knight with a different name besides purple Nightfall. And then 2 blue sky. So he searches up to the number of cards in the column of your opponent. So say your opponent has 2 cards in their column, you special summon him there, and then you get to search 2 cards. 2 Mekk-Knights with different names. So he's really good, but purple is better. So basically the play is you summon purple, purple targets himself, searches blue, blue searches the other Mekk-Knights out of your deck. But you don't want to open blue, that's why I don't run 3 of them. Then I won 1 Indigo Eclipse and 1 Red Moon. So Indigo Eclipse can target a Mekk-Knight and then make it move columns, which is really good. So you can open up columns and stuff and do some shenanigans. And then Red Moon is, so he's really good. He actually came up a lot in all my matches. So basically you can banish a Mekk-Knight from your graveyard and then target a face-up monster in his column to blow it up. So what I did at one point was I special summoned him here, and then I banished a Mekk-Knight to nuke a Boral Sword, and then I activated his effect to shift him over here, and then I popped a monster in the main monster zone. So he's really good. And then, so that's that for the, like the big monster lineups. And then, 2 Time Maidens, kind of what I'm known for around these parts. So, you can special summon it when you control no monsters. So basically, I don't really use his effects or anything. He's just like a Link Karibo target that helps you set up columns for Mekk-Knights if I go first, if I don't have like Alistair. But basically, if you special summon him, and then you know summon Alistair to search Invocation, then you link them for the Alistair link. He's a target for it. He's just basically Hornet Drones. But you don't have to run as many bricks in the deck, because you just have to run him. So, I don't know. I also don't have money for 3 engage, but I actually don't like the Sky Striker engine in this deck just because I think it's bricky. Because now we don't have 3 Hornet Drones, we just have the 1. You have to run things like Widow Anchor and Afterburners, and opening those is more bricks. And this deck, yes, it's consistent, but it's because I made it that way. Like, I don't want the bricks in it. Like, they're good. Like, a lot of times, like, I'll have things in my main monster zone, so Widow Anchor and Afterburners are just dead. So, I just don't think it's good without 3 Hornet Drones. So for hand traps, I played 2 Ogre, 2 Ash, and 2 Droll. So they're all really good. Droll, really good. I drolled so many like Trickstar players and stuff. It's super good. And then I played 3 Magical Meltdown. So anyone doesn't know what Magical Meltdown does, when you activate it, you can search Alistair, basically, and then like your opponent can't activate anything in response to a fusion summon, which is really good. 2 Terraforming to search it, so basically just 5 copies of Meltdown, so 8 copies of Alistair. And then, so as you can already tell, this deck does a lot of searching. And so, Called By stops Ash, Droll. I hit 2 or 3 bells with this on the day. And I also hit some Ghost Ogres too, but really good, because the Ghost Ogres actually hurt the Mekk-Knights, because if they don't banish for cost, and Blue Sky resolves its effect at the end of the resolution, so targeting the things in the column, so he actually won't get to search anything if they Ghost Ogre it, so it's good. And then thing that Alistair searches, I used to place at 3, but I cut it down to 2 for the 3rd Called By. The reason why I don't, if I could play 1 copy of this card, I would play 1, but it's the fact that it's so good, but it's so searchable. But I'm playing Desires in the deck, so if I could, like, I would cut this down to 1 if I could. But I'm playing Desires because there's not really a consistent draw engine for the deck, so I have to play it at 2.
Have you ever Desires both Invocations?
No. So basically what I do, if I don't open Invocation, I do all of my search plays, and then I activate Desires. So, and I play called by and shit, so Alistair always resolves. And usually, if I don't have Invocation or Alistair's not resolving, and I'm activating Desires to banish Invocation, it increases my chances of drawing more Mekk-Knights, and I can OTK you with just Mekk-Knights. I don't need the Invoked Engine to kill you.
But the Invoked Engine is nice.
Yeah, it helps. And then, this is so good.
Three of the broken card?
Yes, this is absolutely broken.
I'm really surprised they did not, like, I mean...
It was limited. They brought it back to 3.
Yeah.
They didn't even test it at 2. This card is stupid good. The amount of stuff that I'd link 2s I would steal with this card, and then I would link straight up into Boral Sword. It's so good.
What's the only... There's, like, a stipulation on mind control, right?
Yeah, it's just you can't attack with it, and it goes back to them. And it can be tributed.
Yeah, like...
So,
what's the... Yeah, like...
Am I gonna normal summon? No.
Because you don't tribute for link summoning, which is dumb.
Yeah, I'll just link it for Proxy Dragon or something. And then, 2 invocations, 2 Instant Fusion. This card is stupid. If it wasn't once per turn, I'd played it 3. But it is once per turn, so I don't want to see it. I don't want to see multiple copies in every hand. I want to see it in every hand, but I don't want to see it in multiples. I don't need it to win, but when I have it, it just helps me break boards.
It's a good opening play if you go second.
It's also really stupid against Thunder Dragon. So what you can do is you can mind control their Titan, so they can't chain anything. Then you can instant fusion for 1,000 Eyes, and then you just take it, and then there you go. You broke a Thunder Dragon board, then you just make Boral Sword.
And beat cheeks.
And then you kill them. And then Broken Boy, he deserves to go down to 1. Every time I resolve this card, I win. I don't resolve it often because usually I'm going second, and if I see it in my opening hand, like I usually just discard it off Alistair to search, unless I know I can't kill them. But like I usually just kill them, so I don't really resolve it unless I'm going first, which doesn't happen often. And then as I said earlier, I'm playing 2 Desires. This card is stupid. Every time I activated this card, I drew exactly what I needed to finish my hand. The amount of times I would draw Instant Fusion just to steal another monster, which would give me another monster for Boral Sword, and then also break their board. And then my one.
I remember when that card first came out, and it was like $70 a pop, and it's like you have to play this in every deck. It's like cool, not for $70, I don't.
Yeah. And then my one-ofs, so basically Monster Reborn, and I can search this with the Mekk-Knight link, which is really cool. So he searches the World Legacy.
Oh yeah, that's right, because he searches World Legacy cards.
Yeah, so basically, if I have the Invoked Engine and this, and I have an extra Mekk-Knight hand that I'm not going to summon to kill them, I'll discard it off the Mekk-Knight link to search this, and then it helps me link climb, which is really good.
And it's a really good. It's a Monster Reborn with one limitation. You have to have a link monster.
And it's not that hard to get some other points down. And then Monster Reborn, busted.
So 2 Monster Reborn.
Yeah. So the amount of times that like I would open one of these and then I wouldn't have enough monsters to be able to link up in a Boral Sword and have something to nuke their board or something with. So I'd make a Mekaba or a Purgatrio, and I'd make Boral Sword by linking them all away, and then Monster Reborning that back, whatever one it was, because he summons to a Link Arrow. Boral Sword opens up a Link Arrows, so he's super good. And then 1 Book of Law. I don't need this to OTK you with just the Invoked Engine. I can OTK with other ways, so I only run it at 1. I am running Desire, so yes, it came up a couple times where I'd banish this where I wanted it, but I'll just search Invocation instead, and it's equally as good. So it's good, but it's not worth bumping up at 1 and opening it, because it is a brick. Like, opening Book of Law sucks. And then, so off to my side deck. Well, here's my tokens. My spicy tokens. So usually I play with Fairy Tale Snow, but I didn't want to ruin her, because she's a cutie.
Because for those of you who don't know, if you want to use an actual card as a token, you have to write token on it in like permanent marker.
Yeah. So that's just my my thing. I don't know. It made me sad. I couldn't use my baby with me. And then,
I would have forever used my ultimate rare Kagari as a token if that's the case. It's like, it's like, no, I'm not ruining that.
And then, so 2 Gamma Seal. Kaijus are super good against
most decks.
Thunder Dragons. They literally turn off Striker. If you Kaiju the Shizuku and then put that in their main monster zone, it just shuts off all of their back row unless they have any permanents. So it's really good. I didn't play Striker at all in the day. I didn't play against Thunder Dragon either. So, but it was good when I sighted it and I saw it. Kaiju something. It was just really good. And then, so I ran 1 of each. So I ran the 3rd of each of the hand traps I was playing in the main. So basically, if there's a deck where Ogre and Droll are really good against the deck, I would side out the Ashes and put these in, or anything like that. Good all day. I actually liked it a lot this way. I'm probably going to keep it this way just because it helps me choose what I'm having in my deck or not, which is nice.
I have 3 Ghost Ogre. That's
the only
it.
thing that'll probably change is eventually I want to get a playset of Bell. I only have one now. I actually opened it out of my entry packs, but the Drolls in the main deck and in the side deck will probably turn into Bells just because they're better against Thunder Dragon.
And Thunder Dragon's big right now, because Thunder Dragon won at Columbus, correct?
Yes, Thunder Dragon won. Thunder Dragon is my worst matchup. It's just like Colossus hurts a lot, and if they back it up with Titan Link, it's hard for me to out it. And then 2 Twisters. It's good against Pendulum, Striker, Altergeist, weird stun decks, Floodgates. It's just generally good for back row hate. I sniped a lot of Trickstar back row with it. And then the card that put in the most work in my side deck, Triple Evenly. So I actually was considering cutting this before the event just because when I was playtesting it never came up. But it put in so much work. Every time I started in going second, I evenly matched them. I opened it, and like it's just a blowout card, especially against decks like Altergeist. Like you evenly match them, and they just lose.
Especially when their hand is set 5 pass.
Yeah, it's set 5. That's like they'll have like almost a Marionetter, and they'll like set 4 have a Multi-Faker in hand. Then I just evenly match them. They're just like, well, yeah, I can't do much. And then another broken card, Red Reboot. So I actually Red Rebooted a Trickstars. I Red Rebooted a Reincarnation with it, which was really good. I rebooted an Altergeist player. He just was like, oh well, I can't do much there. And then I rebooted some other like Floodgates and stuff. But it was good. I wouldn't bump it to 3. I like the 2-2-3 ratio for back row decks. And then my going first side in, which
always a good card.
It's good. I'm actually considering making it Gozen match, just because I'm only going to be able to make Mekka pass really anyways.
Oh, if you go first?
Yeah, so and Gozen match is a lot more impressive. I'm also considering there can only be 1. Because if you don't know, all the Mekk-Knights are psychics, so I have to control only a psychic, so I can only control 1, which is okay. So basically for my OTK board, I can link up into Boral Sword and have a different attribute, and all of the Invoked lineups are all different types. So with there can only be 1 on the field, I can control every single Invoked in my extra deck, which is super good. So it doesn't really hurt me as much as it does. It also really hurts Thunder Dragons. Like if you flip there can only be 1 on their end phase, they have to send their whole board to the guy because they're all Thunders.
I thought I was going to be able to get Smoot off.
Oh, there can only be okay.
Yeah, it's.
I misinterpreted how that card worked.
Yeah, so they can only control 1. They can only control 1 monster of each type. So Thunder Player makes like double Colossus Titan, and then you flip there can only be 1.
That would be a pretty nice Tekken.
Especially if you flip it on like their summon summoner.
No,
because then they literally can't make.
Then they just sit on some summer summoner.
Yeah, or they tribute it for like 1 Colossus, which I can easily out. So it's not too bad. But that was my deck for the day. Oh, did I do my extra deck?
I don't think you did your extra deck.
So, for the extra deck, Purgatrio, really good. Every time I summoned it, I win. 2 Mekka, that's pretty standard. 1 Purgatrio, 2 Mekka. I actually burnt through all Mekka in one of my games. Usually I just go into 1. It's really good. Basically, if they have a board, I make Purgatrio and Boral Sword. If they don't have a board or I outed it already, I make Mekka Boral Sword. That way I have a negate. Still good though. And then Cocutus. This will be my Altergeist matchup. I might control a Meliseek, then activate an Invocation, and I fused his Meliseek away so it didn't get its effect because it was banished. So then he just made it was like Marionetter. It was like Multi-Faker on his field with no cards in hand. He topped it like a trap. So then I OTK'd him. And then Invoked Raijin was like one of my last minute ads. I actually cut Mud Dragon from my extra deck, which was an instant fusion target for him. Really good. The amount of times where I would instant fusion for Raijin, flip something face down, or I would just like straight up fuse for him with like Droll and stuff, and then he'd just sit here and then give me a Book of Moon effect, which was really good. I flipped things in the extra monster zone face down, which was super good. And then Elithiasm. I'm considering cutting this for the second Purgatrio, just because it didn't come up as much as I wanted it to. Like, it's nice whenever I can summon him and then banish a whole field, because it's good against Thunder Dragon, because it doesn't target nor it just banishes everything. But I think that the second Purgatrio would be better. And then my last infusion target was Thousand Eyes. So this card's busted. Just target steal something. I actually had a match where I insta-fusioned him, and I stole the dude's thing, and then I linked away from Link Rebo, and then I monster reborned it back, and then stole his other thing, and then continuously beat him to death. It was a good time. That was against my first round. And then my links. So I'm playing Scapegoat, so you got to play the Link Spider, Link Rebo. Really good. Helps you go into your nightmare plays and whatnot. Really good. Mekk-Knight Morningstar. Really good. But even more broken than him. Alistair the Invoker Madness. This card is dumb. The amount of times I search Book of Law or Invocation off of him. He also gives me arrows. He's super easy to make, super generic. Just 2 monsters with different types and attributes. Easy to make in this deck. He's kind of stupid. Really good. Then...
Is that the one I ended up trading to you?
Yes. Then my Nightmare package that I ran for the day was just Phoenix and Unicorn. I didn't run Cerberus just because a lot of times I don't have to worry about monsters in the main monster zone. It's just pretty much like... floodgates and
because a lot of the time the most important piece ends up in their extra monster zone anyway.
Anyways, yeah. Unicorn, so it's just generic. It's good against Thunder Dragon because you can spin anything back. It doesn't destroy them, so it's good. And then Broken Boys.
The 2 worst cards in the game.
Yeah, so basically I'm gonna kill you every time I summon him. So when people make him against me, I make him and then I out him. And then people make him against me and they don't kill me, which if you summon him you should kill me anyways. I make him and steal it and then I kill them. So it's super good. They're all super good. This is really good against Thunder Dragon because you can, if you can out the Titan and then make Borreload, you can steal their Colossus, and then on their turn they don't get to activate any of their effects because you have a Colossus. So they don't get to search.
Yeah. So that was your 25th place Mekk-Knight Invoked, correct?
Yep, Mekk-Knight Invoked. Yeah, it was. I got 25th. I went 7-2 on the day. So my round 1, I played against a mirror match actually. It was really cool. So I won game 1. I won the die roll. So I went second and I OTK'd him. And then game 2, he made me go first, but he sided into the Thunder Dragon engine, which I thought was super cool. And he made like a Titan. He made like Borreload. He made like Titan Mechaba or something like that. And like it was pretty cool. I still beat him though. And then round 2, played against Trickstars. That was probably my most skillful matchup of the day. Like I didn't just kill them, or they just didn't wipe me out. I had to play against like Artifact Sanctum and like Losswind. He didn't reincarnation me. Well, he tried to reincarnation me, but I had a red reboot. Game 1, I didn't let him search because I drolled him twice. So that was really good.
Big oof.
Yeah, he was like light stage and he searched Candina and I was like droll, and he was like, well, all right. Then he goes light stage again on his next turn, searches Licorice, and I was like droll, and he was like, well.
We out here.
Yeah. So I won that one in time 2-1. And then round 3 I lost to Cyber Dragon. I should have won that one though. He basically goes and matched me game 3. I won game 1, he won game 2. Goes and matched me game 3. And I had given him a Kaiju before then, and for some reason I got rid of it. It was just stupid. I shouldn't have got rid of it. But we all can't do smart plays sometimes.
Live and learn.
Yeah. And then round 4 I played against True Draco. He opened the absolute nuts twice. He made like set 5 diagram, a monster pass both times. Except game 2 he made set 5 diagram, 2 monsters pass. And that game I evenly matched him for 7.
The amount of board filling you can do with True Draco is dumb.
Yeah, and like it's just I used to play the deck and it wasn't fun to me. Like it's just like flipping a floodgate and you just win. But he had activated Maiden's effect to search a Dynamite, and he kept a Rivalry. Then he attributed the Rivalry for his Dynamite, and then he top decked Cartomize for turn. So I was like, well, not much I can do there. He drew Rivalry, Monarch's Erupt, Diagram off of his Cartomize, so I was like, okay. So I just lost. And then round 5, my opponent didn't show up, so I went and got food, which was kind of funny. And then round 6,
what'd you have for lunch?
I had a burger. There's a really good burger place actually in the convention center.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's kind of expensive because it's convention center food, but it's actually really good. Not gonna lie. And then round 6, I played against Altergeist. I won that one 2-1. He only got a game on me because game 1 he opened order and I had 6 spells in my hand, so I just scooped. And then game 2 I evenly matched him. Game 3 I red reboot twisted him, so he was like, oh okay. And then
you can beat Altergeist when it counts.
Yeah.
Never when it doesn't.
Yeah. And then round 7, I played against Rongo Bongo Turbo. It took me 6 minutes to beat him. Game 1, I Ghost Ogred the Bamboozling, and he just lost. And then game 2, he opened 3 equipped spells and 2 Mally, so he bricked so bad. and just lost. And then
Does it run the equip spells for Isolde? Is that?
yeah.
Okay.
So basically, you make Isolde, and then you send 4 equip spells, summon Armageddonite to dump Destrudo,
Oh.
and then
okay.
so it gives you a 3 and a 4. So it's really good. And so yeah. And then I won that one. And then round 8, I played against another Cyber Dragon player, and I beat him 2-0. And then round 9, my last round of the day, I played against Burning Abyss, and I just had an out to everything. Like, he made Beatrice Hydrolander game 1, and so I flipped the I outed the Hydrolander, and then he went to go activate Beatrice. I had an Ash for the Rhino, so he made Beatrice Hydrolander, and then I had a second Ash in my hand, so when he activated Beatrice effect on my turn, I Ashed it, so then Hydrolander just whiffed, and I activated Desires, and I top decked Alistair and Instant Fusion, so then I Instant Fused for Thousand Eyes and stole Beatrice, so then I made Boral Sword and I killed him. And then game 2, I had a Strike, a Mecha by Negate, and 2 Called Bys set. So
he didn't have a chance.
Yeah, so it was when I opened 2 Called By and a Strike and a way to get a Mecha on the field. It was game. He couldn't do anything about it. And so it was a good time. I had fun. I got 25th. Got my invite, which was nice. I met a lot of cool people while I was there. I really wish that my friend Josh would have made it with us. He fell asleep. My friend Jake went down with us. He played Pendulums. He did pretty well. He played against Blackwings, 7th round, which was kind of funny. He tied with them, which made it even more funny.
I would have won with Blackwings if I would have went, but not really. But I have my Gozen and my rivalry for Blackwings, so I can poop on people.
The dude was indeed playing that, which made it even better. But I had fun. I got my invite. I had a good time. Shout out to Cole, Geek Life Gaming. Giving me that deck profile. He told me he'd get me one if I got top 32, which was super interesting. A little sad I didn't get a playmat though. Only top 16 got the playmat.
What playmat was it?
The Colossus playmat.
Oh yeah, the Colossus.
Oh.
I haven't seen that, but you've told me it's pretty good looking.
Yeah. I'm gonna go to the next regional in March in Columbus again.
Yeah, I'm gonna join you.
But I don't know what I'm gonna play yet. I'll probably play something fun just because I already have it.
Depends on what happens with the meta.
Yeah, I
kind of hope like full power Salamangrates are available by the time March rolls around, because I will play that you were playing fun decks, but I still whooped you like 3 games in a row on YTO Pro.
But I'm probably gonna play a fun deck when I go down the next time, just
since you have your invite.
Since I have my invite, and I just want to go have some fun.
Go flex on some people.
I might run ABCs just because ABCs are pretty.
A is back at 3.
But
now that Firewall's gone, A is back at 3.
But yeah, it's super good. But that's all.
Okay, well, thank you, Gabe, for this deck profile, and congratulations on your win and your invite. And hopefully, we can get a deck profile when you place good at Worlds or Nats.
Hopefully, if I place good at Nats.
I think you will. I think you'll place good at Nats. Well, anyway, that was Cole from Geek Life Gaming and my buddy Gabe, and we'll see you next time. Flawed. Gabe, say some shit.
You're